voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
What up? Sorry. How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Happy Educational Friday. How y'all doing? It is Friday, girl. Thank you, Lord. The end of the week. Whoo. It's just the end of the week and I am so happy. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to everybody in the building. Come on in. Get the likes up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. We're going to get the channel up to 100K. So get the likes up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I know a lot of people, yes, we doing Educational Friday, Allie. We doing Educational Friday. Yes, Bronze, we doing it. But what was I getting ready to say? Oh, I forgot. It'll come back to me. But we are doing Educational Friday. But the point I'm making is this. I forgot what I was about to say. It'll come back to me. Anyway, hit the notification bell because I know people are saying that they don't get the notification bells. I don't know if you could try to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. I don't know if that works or hit the, turn it off then on. I don't know. But y'all know how YouTube is. It is what it is. But we are here. It is Friday and y'all need to come on in here and like the video. Also, it's time for the housekeeping. I gotta watch that. You like the third person who said that you gotta watch The Fall of Cabal. I gotta watch it again. I gotta watch it. I never seen it, but I definitely need to watch it. But where was I going? Oh, announcements. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all are going outside and grounding. I told y'all 10-15 minutes a day. Just take your shoes off, take off all your electronics, separate yourself from it, and just take 10 to 15 minutes to ground. Put your bare feet to the soil. If you can, let the sun hit your crown, and just take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to think and try to manifest some things you want in your life. Also, you guys need to be doing your genealogy. That is the most important thing. This is what's going to save you and the fall of Babylon. We are in the midst of the fall, okay? And there's going to be certain things for this world that you're going to need and you're going to have to be prepared for in order to receive the things that could have been taken away from you and your lineage, okay? The only way you're going to get that is through your genealogy. You're not going to get it no other way. There's not one person that's going to lead us to that. There's not one system. There's not a committee that's going to sit down and talk about how they're going to give it away. That's all cap. You know how I know it's cap? Because they have no way to identify who specifically to give it to. All of that is a facade. I'm just telling you now. I know it sounds crazy, and y'all sitting up here thinking, because we got to get out of the mindset that reparations is one big check from the government or the UN, and they're going to divide it out to all of us. That don't go like that. You are going to have specific genealogy, documented records, because all of this is documented. Anything that you're going back for, you're going to have government document records. So doing your genealogy, that's going to be imperative for when, not if, but for when it is time for us to go back and get our things. Because it's coming. It's closer to now than ever. So if you guys want to get your things, I get it. We want to holler about reparations on YouTube and on Instagram and TikTok and all that. That's cool. But if you really want your reparations, you have to do your genealogy. All it is a family tree. Find out who your mama was, her mama, and her mama. You feel what I'm saying? But either way, speaking of y'all. So yes, I'm trying to clean out my closets. I'm going through a transition, spiritual transition and healing and things of that nature. And most people, if you know what I'm talking about, part of that is cleaning. like a spring cleaning. And it's not like you throwing away stuff that's trash. It's just kind of like getting rid of like items in your home that no longer serve you. For instance, I had a closet full of clothes that I had hung up years ago. And everywhere I had ever moved, I just transferred them from house to house. Girl, pants and jackets and stuff I hadn't worn in like 10 years. So I went upstairs and I was just like, let me go up in there and clean, do away with the waste. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, I'm going upstairs looking. And I told y'all I was an artist. No, I am an artist. I've always been an artist, but I always used to be a journaler, not a journalist. I used to journal and I used to write poems. I used to write music, poems. I used to journal. I used to do all types of stuff. But long story short, girl, I ran across one of my journals. And in the journal, this was from 2022 or 2023. That's how I didn't even realize I had still been writing journals up until that time. But either way, long story short, I'm in there complaining about this job. I am complaining about how, and also too, and I had to go to meditation to the Most High in prayer, because I was even in my journal saying, I wonder if there really is a God. Because if there is a God, why would this, that, and the third? I was that low. And this might help somebody. But I was that low in the journal because I was just expressing what I was going through. I just felt like I needed to get it out of my head and get it on some paper. And I didn't know that I was going to come back to see it. So maybe the Most High wanted me to see that. And I had to go back to the Most High and repent and, and apologize and all types of stuff for that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, look, this was the funny part. In the midst of me going off about the job, I'm in my journal, I'm writing that it's black people, because it was niggas who was giving me the most hardest time. And anybody know who worked in any sort of corporate America or any job where niggas could go up the ladder, you already know how cutthroat it can go. But anyway, listen. So I'm writing that. And then at the end of I get to the next paragraph and I said, it's one thing. I said, you expect it when white people do it to you. I was like, but it's another thing when a nigga too. I said, no, it hit hard and different when a nigga do it to you. Then I go to the next paragraph, said, and speaking of niggas, and then stopped. I'm talking about, I only wrote like maybe 2 or 3 pages. I didn't write a lot. I must have wrote about maybe 2 or 3 pages front and back. But the part that made me mad with me was, of all places, for me to just put the paper down. That's what I was asking me. What was you doing when you said, and speaking of niggas, like, did somebody ring the doorbell? Like, did somebody call you? Like, I really was sitting here thinking to me, like, I know you lying. Girl, I said throw the whole diary away. I was so mad with me, girl. I was like, the end of it was, and I quote, it's one thing when white people do it to you because you expect it. But when a nigga do it to you, it hit harder. Next sentence. And speaking of niggas, throw the whole thing. Girl, I went to searching through blank pages just to see if I maybe came back and wrote on a page. I forgot I missed my page. You feel what I'm saying? Right, Carmen? Carmen, you is not lying. Carmen said, you must have said, I'm not even going to go there. Girl, and this is the worst part. I've been racking my brain trying to think about what was going on. Who was I with, girl? What was going on? Girl, I really was sitting here like, girl, what was I about to say? Like, I left myself on a cliffhanger. But listen, the point I'm making is this, man. Listen, on your journey, whatever journey it is you're taking, journal. And let me tell you why. You get to see yourself outside of yourself. See, and maybe I'm like this. I tell y'all all the time I'm a visual learner. But when I read books, I literally feel like in my brain, I leave the body and go inside the book. So it's like this. I know y'all may have seen this with my Love and Hip Hop and Baddies reviews, right? So how I interpret things is weird. So I can look at a show or read a book and I can watch and see what they're saying. But the way I'm watching it and see it, if I don't agree with what they're saying to me, I'm just going to fill in where I feel like they need to be. You know what I'm saying? So and that's how I am. And I do that with stories and everything. When I used to read, I used to love reading growing up. I would like to go inside of the story to see from my own perspective. I'm still listening to the narration. I'm still watching it, but I need to be in there to see for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I found that to be odd, but not eerily, but oddly fulfilling, but crazy to go inside of myself. Like I was reading my thoughts and I went inside my own words. Like it wasn't like, I hope I'm explaining this correctly. So let me take my time. So like, for instance, if I'm reading Alice in Wonderland, which I've never read a day in my life, but if I were to read the book and I would start from front to back, cover to cover, when I start from the first word, I'm a picture girl. I don't remember words. I've never been a person who remember words, so I have to see it. If I don't see it, I don't remember it. I could read something a million times. It's not about comprehension. It's just my memory. It doesn't stick to me. So when I read or when I watch things on TV, whatever, in my brain, I feel like I leave me and go inside of the whatever I'm looking at, and then I get like a closer look. And when I was reading back my own words, it felt like I was kind of like outside of myself, looking at me in the moment of writing those words. Like y'all ever seen that? I'll give you an example. Y'all ever watched a movie, and on a movie, like somebody will fall asleep in the movie, right? And then when they fall asleep in the movie, they'll wake up, but they think they woke, but really they not woke. They really kind of like outside of themselves, and they can like go over and see themselves like watching TV, or go over and see themselves. That's how it felt reading, because I'm a very imaginative person. But anyway, but that's why I go into but going into reading that and seeing myself outside of myself and looking at what I was going through and going through the healing journey I'm going through, I was just like amazed, in awe, understood. I was like, girl, I feel you. Like a lot of the stuff I was writing, like, girl, look, still, I was on my, to this day, you know what I'm saying? On some of that stuff I was writing, I was like, girl, to this day, girl. But it gave me a different perspective of looking at myself and my thoughts. And I think that that's very imperative for people who are trying to just go on any type of journey. I don't care if it's a healing journey. I don't care if it's a spiritual journey. I don't care if it's a religious journey, just any journey. Because right now the time is about self-perspective. You see what I'm saying? It's about self-perspective. So I hope that story or that little tidbit could help somebody, because leaving myself on that cliffhanger made me want to windmill on me. You feel what I'm saying? Like I wanted to go into the space where I was and windmill on me. I wanted to slap me upside the head. Like, why would you leave that right there? Like, why would you? Oh, girl, I swear to God, I wish it was down here, it was upstairs. That crap said, and speaking of niggas, in left. Girl, you know what? Maybe that's a sign that when I start things, I needed to see them through. I'm going to use it as a learning lesson. Look, it might be a lesson to when you start something, see it through. Don't stop. That might be a lesson for me. Let's move on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me read this super chat. Lavandra, thank you for the super chat. Lavandra Osborne, she says, hey boo, I did some grounding while outside with my class today. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, wisdom, and sense of humor. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, thank you so much, Lavandra. And thank you for your service, taking care of these kids, child. Thank you for your service. I tell not every teacher. Some of the teachers don't deserve it, but I feel like you deserve it. So thank you for your service, Lavandra. And yes, I'm glad you guys are starting to do your grounding, man. Listen, y'all, we are in the midst of a spiritual warfare, and there's a lot of awakening that has been done, and there's a lot of awakening that still have to be done. Listen, and I'm going to be as candid as I can with y'all. The reason why a lot of people, if you start paying attention to the world, you start realizing a lot of the things that we have been dealing with have been more spiritual. I know we're seeing them and experiencing them in the 3D, but when you really start to realize what's really going on, it's a lot of spiritual warfare happening, not just on a political level, on all levels, in your personal lives, in your, you know what I mean? At your jobs. Like, it's spiritual warfare all around us. And this is a time where there's a great awakening happening, and that needs to continue to happen, okay? There are some people, and there's a flock of people that's gonna awaken. That just is what it is. But there are some people that need to awaken that are gonna be the chosen, or you know what I'm saying, to have different jobs. And these are the people that are gonna start waking up. Okay. But it is imperative that, because nobody knows who or what we are, because we all are gifted and connected to the Most High God. But there's just certain awakenings that's going to be different for some than others. But the point I'm making is we can't get to that goal until we tap back in. Okay, nobody's asking nobody to do nothing crazy. Nobody asking nobody to do nothing against nobody's religion. Only thing people is saying is tap into you. Go inside you. If you in any sort of religion, job, family, where they tell you going inside of yourself is a problem, you probably want to move around. Okay? All my message to you is that I'm being downloaded to give to you guys is that we need to wake up, and there's a lot of people that are waking up and are still going to wake up. There's infinite gifts on the other side of this thing. I'm not just on here talking out the side of my neck. It sounds crazy to the masses right now. I know. Ever since I came on the internet, every time I start something off, it sounds crazy to the masses. Ever since I came. Matter of fact, even in my real life, I always say something and it sounds crazy. Then I started realizing I'm not crazy. I'm just early. So with that being said, for his calling and the ones that's supposed to hear, they'll hear his voice. So, but please get out there and do your grounding, man. Because what y'all don't understand is there are a lot of curses, generational curses attached to your lineages and families that really unlocks your abundance. And when I say abundance, I don't only mean money, because yes, it does include money, but it unlocks your abundance, not only for you, but for the future, the children coming before you. I'm sorry, after you. See, some Black people in America, would cry and bitch and moan about, oh, we don't need reparations because niggas don't know how to spend their money, and niggas It's part of this spiritual awakening, whether you want to believe it or not, is financial literacy. Everything that you need, Acorn, is already within you. Everything that you need. We read it yesterday. They said the acorn, when it falls from the oak tree, it comes equipped with everything it will ever need for the rest of its life. It doesn't have to depend on anything, anybody, or anyone. It is ready for any and everything from the moment it falls from the tree. So what I'm telling you is part of this spiritual warfare. Part of this spiritual awakening, you will be getting equipped for any and everything that you need. Not only that, this is going to be information that you are going to be passing down to your children, because gone are the days where we just want the check to put money in our pockets, live it up for the weekend, and then be back at the white man saying, please give me. We not doing that. We trying to break those generational curses, because see, we have our personal generational curses, and then we have a collective generational curse. Many collective generational curses. And one of those things is that we're financially illiterate. And what I'm telling you is the spiritual awakening that is happening, it is going to equip any and everybody who it needs to equip any and everybody with. But when you get these gifts, you know what and how to do and deal with these things. But the point is not for you to have a play day. This ain't Trump with the PPP loans. I saw how you niggas was outside. Y'all ate up all the steaks, all the lamb chops. I couldn't find a lobster or a shrimp to save my life. That ain't this. If those are your intentions and you come into this, bless your heart, and I hope God spare you. Okay? That's not what this is. It's not about you being able to go travel. It's not about you being able to go have a good time and buy new clothes and wear Fendi and Louis and Gucci and Prada. Not saying that you can't do that, because you can. But these are not the focuses. These are the strings that we are trying to break to get you off of this white man's gods. He created many, 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 many gods. That clear man created so many gods that y'all don't even realize how many is amongst you, and you praise him. Okay? So the point I'm making is this. It's for pure intentions. They say the meek shall inherit the earth. the righteous. They all go. The Most High always spoke about the meek and the righteous. These are the people that he's calling. Okay. And with that being said, y'all need to get out there, even if you don't get it through grounding and meditating. Do your genealogy. It is imperative. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the building, y'all. And this is not just for North America or the United States. If you are a melanated person and you are indigenous to any of these lands, I'm talking about North America, South America, the Caribbeans, and the Hispanics, but only the black ones. It's and only the black Caribbeans, because I guess they got Asian ones now. Do you know what my brain did when I first seen an Asian woman speak with a Jamaican accent? Kind of the same thing it did when I saw an Asian man speaking Spanish in Puerto Rico. These people are reptilians. Everywhere they go, they become the people. Everywhere they go, they integrate and then infiltrate. And let's really be clear. It ain't just the clears that you know, the white, blonde hair, blue-eyed clears, the Asian clears, because they clear. The Hispanic clears, because the ones y'all over here letting cosplay as brown, they clear. They literally, like, that's how you know they not of this earth. That is literally how you know they not of this earth. Because people in a nation of this earth don't have to continue to shapeshift. It just doesn't work like that. Even if they go into other customs or into other lands, they still bring their old customs and things with them. That's how you know they are not of us. That's how you know. They over there eating lobsters that's alive. And no, that's too safe. They over there eating octopus crawling off the plate. Come on now. Think about what I just said. These people are not a people, man. Let's move on. They probably come from the sea, man. That's why they eating out the sea. Sushi. Hello. I don't want to go too far. Let's move on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Let's get into the show. Now today, what we talking about? Oh, so we're going to talk about why Cardi B made the biggest mistake of her life with Steffon Diggs. But then again, all of her choices thus far has been mistakes. So I guess it is what it is. And then Steffon Diggs has multiple babies that just had. I guess he just had like 2-3 babies. And now Cardi pregnant. And then one girl trying to sue him while Cardi over here slaving, trying to sell his album that ain't nobody going to buy. It's just not looking good for Bardi. It is not looking good for the Barb. Woo, we gonna get into it. And then AI have an artist that signed this $5 million contract. What does this mean for FBA? We gonna get into it. Then we also got disrespectful young children. So that was this streamer, I guess, who was disrespecting his mom on stream, and everybody thought that was cute. We gonna get into why. We gonna get into the learning lesson in that. And then Finesse 2tymes. Finesse 2tymes sister went off. I don't even know why they still beefing, because I haven't been keeping up with Finesse. However, whenever I see one of them cussing each other out, I just have to stop. So I saw Finesse 2tymes sister cussing him out, saying that he a fat back something, and he said Suge. She said, yeah, Suge got money and Suge pretty, but you know what Suge don't got? She don't got no brain. And immediately it popped in my head. I may be fat. I may be black. Dear God, I may be ugly. But dear God, I'm here. I said, did she just go silly? We're going to get into it. Every time, listen, I love to hear niggas cuss. I don't know why. It's just so, it make me feel good. Is that a bad thing? First of all, I love being amongst niggas. I don't want to live amongst them. I just love being amongst them. You know what I'm saying? However, whenever I'm around them, I feel at home. I feel a sense of, being. And whenever niggas get into it and niggas get the cussing, it sparks something on the inside of me. And even when it's really bad, that's so bad to say that, but I'm so glad to finally say it out loud. So whenever I be seeing certain, especially niggas who know how to cuss, oh my, I am infatuated with black people who cuss good. I've been like that since a little bitty girl. If you black and that's one of the things I admired and loved about Bernie Mac. I love black people who could cuss their ass off. Do you hear me? But yeah, I might need to work on it. Or maybe that's just a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't know. But neither here nor there. We gonna get on with girl. When I seen Finesse 2tymes. Matter of fact, let me go get her. Let's go get Finesse 2tymes sister. Man, first of all, they all look the same. Everybody got the same face. Let's start there first. But look at Finesse 2tymes sister, man. Hold on, let me go get her. Look at her. She went hard too. Oh, she went so hard. I felt so bad for Finesse. I said, oh, Finesse. Somebody see if he all right. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let's go get, what is this? Hold on, let me close that out. All right. Look at Finesse, y'all. Look at the sister. Now, they said, what she cursing about? Alleged sister of Finesse 2tymes girlfriend. Oh, that's the sister girlfriend. My bad. Accuses him of abusing her. She said the baby got black eyes and Suge got black eyes. I said, the baby? Girl, it is going crazy in the 2tymes household. Y'all like the video. Let's see what's going on.
Stop being Suge. Be a motherfucking man, Ricky. Bitch, the baby got black eyes. Suge got black eyes. The motherfucking parole people running in your crib and chasing niggas around your crib. And you running because Suge eye black.
Wait, now I just want to know. First of all, do the baby really have black eyes? And then secondly, who gave the baby black eyes? And then why does the baby have black eyes? If Suge want to run around there and get black eyes, that's between Suge and Ricky. But do the baby have black eyes? I feel like she might have put 20 on 10. But knowing the 2tymes household, anything could go. Okay? So with that being said, I just want to know if anybody can find a photo or a video of the baby to see if the baby eyes is black. Because if so, we need to activate CPS and see what's going on with the baby. But girl, when she said the baby got, I said, what the baby got to do with it?
Show your my chart and show me $1 million in your bank account. Not Suge's, but yours, Lord. Nigga, you went and put 200, what, 250 in your mouth, and you ain't even buy your house. Ricky, do you have a deed? With your rich ass. With your rich ass. You ain't fucking with me. Okay, Suge got a body and a cute face. My face always gave tea. But you know what I do got that Suge don't got? Bitch, a motherfucking brain, nigga.
There you go.
I got a brain. But as far as her being put out, bitch, bills getting paid over here. She paying bills too. Nope, bitch. Ha, 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 ha. Fuck you talking about, bitch. Ha, 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 ha. You fat back ass nigga. Why you keep beating on Suge? The world want to know that, Ricky. Why you trying to steal your masters, Ricky? Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Ricky, us, the world, your fans, want to see your bank account. We want to really see that you're checking the way you're checking. Ricky, be a man, Ricky. Because it's going to take you an army for me to get off your motherfucking ass. Oh. You let them niggas put a pole to your daughter's head, nigga, and you ain't going to kill them niggas. Them niggas came to Miami, snatched your jewelry off you, put a blick to your daughter motherfucking head, bitch, and made her go in the bathroom. But guess what your bitch scary ass did? You left your daughter and your brother. Nigga, I can't take you serious, bitch. Stop being Suge. Be a...
She took me fast with her, because it's going to take me an army. She took me fast with it. Because it's going to take me an army to get off your ass. I said, oh my God. Listen, first of all, I do not condone domestic violence. And Suge, if that nigga ended up knocking your head between the washing machine and dryer, leave, girl. And then also, Suge, please post a video and or current photo. Matter of fact, just go live with the baby. We need to see the baby. These are very serious allegations. And over here, we don't play about churn. So, Suge, come live. Let us see the baby. Let us put our eyes on the baby so we could see if the baby all right. And then we could go from there. Now, as it pertains to the rest of this stuff, I told y'all the truth come out 2 times. The joke in Mad Day, right? So at Mad Day, what did she say? Apparently, Finesse 2tymes paid $250 in his grill and don't even own his house. See, part of the spiritual awakening is, like I said, is financial literacy. We're doing away with that. These are generational curses that kept us trapped into these loops and then under these clear people. That right there. Everybody with the mindset to have $250,000 and go spend it on gold teeth. That's part of that spiritual awakening. But other than that, she said a lot about him and she dragged him down to the ground. Child, hold on, y'all. Let me see who this is. Hold on right quick. I should not. No, never mind. They hung up. But yeah, she dragged him down to the ground. I was like, OMG. But the way she cussed him out had me through. Like I said, Suge produced the baby. Suge, if you don't have the baby, we will be calling CPS. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video. I wanted to show y'all something else. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, since we on the cussing stuff, let's get into this. So this is the kid Aries. Is that his name? Apparently he is on stream with his mama. And I guess he got mad for something. I don't know. And he gets to going off on his mama. Now, mind you, they are streaming live. This is a live stream right here. And he's cussing and you can get the F out and da-da-da-da. And the mama is really going back and forth with him. Let's get into it.
You not hear what I'm saying?
I don't care what you saying.
So go home. Fuck you mean?
Send me home.
What are you talking about?
Send me home.
I'm leaving you here. Relax. Damn. Relax. It's one night. Relax then.
I'm relaxing.
All right, stop talking.
Aries, I'm not about to stop talking because Aries.
What do you mean? If I said stop talking, you on my stream. You fucking my shit up. Is you not? You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying?
I'm not messing with you. I don't even
damn. Stop, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Stop. I don't care.
You so wet.
How could you care?
Aries, if you would shut your fucking mouth.
All right, so find somewhere to live then. Since you want to talk to me like that,
I'm not living here. I don't live with
find
you.
somewhere to stay then.
Find
somewhere to stay. I ain't sending you nowhere. Damn.
I don't have time for no fake ass. You're fake. Fake for who? This? I'm trying to tell your silly ass.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't
Send
care.
me home.
You fucking up my shit.
What shit?
Nigga, my stream. What the fuck are you talking about?
With or without me. Send me home.
You're not going nowhere. That's the problem. You gonna buy a ticket? No. So what are you talking about? You're not buying nothing.
Well, that's why I tell you.
Okay, so just
shut
relax.
your mouth. I don't care how much money you got, nigga.
It doesn't matter.
I'm still
That's
your
not the
fucking
problem.
mama.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
asking
care
you to
about
stop.
that.
And you ain't stopped.
No, you stop.
Stop what?
Shut
Stop
up.
what?
Oh my God. Y'all the most disrespectful ass generation I ever seen in my life.
I'm asking you to
Don't
stop
stop
for my
nothing.
stuff.
I don't care what you do.
Exactly.
Aries.
You don't give a fuck.
I don't.
Obviously.
What am I supposed to do? This your life.
Exactly.
You're streaming so you can get your fucking money back
Stop.
from freaking paying
Stop.
for a trip here.
Exactly. So stop. The fuck is you talking about? Stop. Do you not hear what I'm saying?
I don't care what you.
All right, I wanted that to play through because I wanted y'all to see that. And I see two things here. First and foremost, I see an extremely disrespectful ass little kid. I don't know how old this little boy is, but he's extremely disrespectful. And trust and believe he gonna regret doing what he's doing. Because it's not like they're in a serious altercation. Not that it would be okay, but I could see if it was something serious, you know, like something with money, not even with money, but just something serious. And I can see maybe depending on the situation that, you know, they may have a back and forth. But this little boy is treating his mama like crap and trash over trivial stuff. And these the little boys that grow up to be the men that run across the women that have mommy issues and then hate the women. Because if we do, we'll have a race of babies that'll hate the ladies that make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. What was happening during that time? Abortion. That's when they was trying to get us to get on this abortion thing. Thank you, Tupac. The point I'm making is this. Okay? I see a disrespectful child with all of the resources to be just as disrespectful as he wants. He has a platform. He probably has unlimited money. You know what I'm saying? He has clout, so he has a people that are around him that are clapping for him and thinking that he's doing the right thing. Like, he has everything to set him up for failure. And I've been telling you guys, this is why they are moving out your old celebrities. They want to bring in these new brain dead children. And this is no shade, but a lot of us has produced brain dead children. They moved all, they're moving, and they have moved all of these older celebrities out because they are going to be able to control these brain dead ass kids way more than they ever could have controlled your favorite rapper in the 90s or the early 2000s. See, mind you, now money is digital. It's not like back then. You could go get a check and then go get the cash. Now everything is digital, so it's 100% under the control and rule of thumb of the powers that be. So the people they are going to put out and make famous, they're going to be very, very strategic about it. They're going to get the children who are most troubled, the children with the most issues, the children who have extreme personalities but have the worst personal situations going on with them, lack of family values, lack of family connection, and they're going to make these children extremely famous, and these children are going to influence the masses of your children. So whatever they see them doing on stream, your children is going to look at you and think that they can do what this boy did on stream. And now do you see how influence works? This is why they're choosing this group of children. So I see this young man with all of this access to resources, and he feels, regardless of the social status in this car, meaning that is still my mother, and at the very least, even if I am disrespectful to her, there's a level of respect I will have for my mother where I wouldn't do it on my stream. That doesn't exist in the mind of these brain dead children. Remind you, these are the children who graduate high school and can't read. Mind you, these the children who get all the $10,000, $20,000 proms and don't know their shapes, colors, and sizes. That's this generation. These are the ones they're creating and growing into celebrity because they want them to influence the masses. Now, before I move on to the mother situation, I want to say this to parents. This is why it is imperative that you get control of your children. All of that, putting the iPad in front of your baby, giving your babies phones. Let me tell you something. All the way up until recent, children and babies didn't have phones. But everybody's so hell-bent on not doing their part that they'd rather be convenient and just plop the phone in the children's hand, because that's the phone and the iPad you put in that baby hand, that's creating the brain dead generation that's going to lead the masses. They're going to be depressed, socially awkward. They won't have any social skills, any societal skills. They'll have many mental health disorders. Their physical health ain't going to be bad. Their melanin will probably drop because they won't be outside. Children don't hardly play outside no more. So they won't be getting the nutrition and the nutrients from the sun. All they're going to be getting is downloads and BS from AI. That's the generation they raise when they help y'all put the iPads in front of the baby, in front of the baby children. Now, let me be honest. I was 19 when I had my baby. When I had my daughter, they didn't have phones and all that like that. However, I remember the Kindle Fire came out and they had like Game Boys and they had all this stuff. And at 19, 20 years old, I knew I didn't want to get my baby a Game Boy. I wanted, if I was going to get her any type of electric device, it was going to be an electric device that holds books. I'm 20, 21, 19. I want to say 19, 20, 21. And this is how my brain is calculating. I don't really want to give her a Game Boy. I know she likes to read. So let me get her a Kindle Fire. And I got my daughter a Kindle Fire. But even then, she didn't sit with the Kindle Fire in front of her face all day and all night. And I'm not sitting up here trying to act like I was no perfect parent. Because God knows I was young. I did a lot of stuff. If I could look back at me, I would slap me. However, even then, I had the discernment to realize that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get out of the pattern of putting these devices in these children's faces, because that is creating this brain dead society who looks like this. And this is what you get. And I told y'all what the ultimate goal is for the powers that be, right? Do we need to see it again? I told y'all this wasn't your past. This is your future. This is the ultimate goal for that. They're going to dumb us down. This is what they plan. I'm not telling you this is going to happen. I'm telling you this is the goal. The goal is to dumb down not just Black Americans, us in particular, but dumb down the people and make them solely dependent on the government to where they can literally transport people like the slaves they lied and told you was when you came here. You will be solely dependent on them for food, water, resources, time. This ain't your past. This is what they project to be your future. 999 in the chat. So we closer to this than what a lot of people would like to believe. This brain dead generation that we done raised, they gonna get us closer to it than we could even imagine. Now let's get on the mama right quick. 1010 in the chat. Let's get on the mama right quick. Gen X and millennials, come up to the front of the congregation. Gen X and millennials, we need to have a heart-to-heart, honest talk. We need to have a heart-to-heart. They say the truth hurts, and this about to hurt, and this about to sting. This is all our fault. We created this. We did this. Nobody made us do this. Nobody coerced us to do this. Nobody begged us. We specifically sat out and chose this here path. And let me tell you why, and I'm going to show you why I know I ain't lying. Gen X and millennials, we come from the generation of parents where we thought they were just not the best parents, okay? For some people, they might feel like they had the worst parents. You know what I'm saying? Either way, our generation was so messed up by what we thought was just the worst lives of all time, because looking back, this is why they say hindsight is 2020, and I don't give a damn where you come from. If you look back at certain situations and certain circumstances, they say hindsight is 2020 because you look back and you realize it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. And the reason I'm telling you this, because I had to come to this realization. It's different when you in it. When you in it, it feels like, oh my God, this is just the worst. But they say hindsight is 2020. That means you see clearer when you're in the future and you can look back on certain actions. We vowed not to be our parents. And we vowed so hard that we walked right into that devil's playground. Well, my mama didn't raise me with a lot of money. We went out and got a lot of money and spoiled these children. They can't read. They lazy. They don't want to work. They don't go outside to play. Yeah, all us with all the money. We just shelving out money. Here. What you need? Here. Children don't have to work for nothing. Don't have to hardly ask for nothing. Giving them 10, 20, 30,000. Just here. You spoiling, you loving your children to death. You're literally loving them to their grave. And listen, I understand the sentiment. I'm in the same group. You want to give your children what you didn't have. That is a natural thing for any human to do. But what our problem was, we didn't sit down at the table and say, okay, let's say my childhood was meh. Or let's say my childhood was trash. What can I take from my childhood that works? And what can I take from my childhood that I can maybe tweak and use in my parenting? We didn't do that because we thought we knew it all. Oh, you couldn't tell us nothing. When we get grown, bad enough, our mamas was already reminding us every single day from childhood, when you turn 18, you getting out my house. So keep hearing that. We can't wait to get out the house. Think we grown. And we get our children and we so hell-bent on not repeating what happened with us that we walk us and our children right into the devil's playground. And that's just the God's honest truth. This is what happens. This is what it looks like when you reap what you sow. Let me let you hear what it looks like in this Gen X and millennials. And I'm in the millennial or Gen X. I don't know what the shit is. But let me tell you something. This is what it looks like, parents, when you reap what you sow. Take a look.
I don't care what you do.
Exactly.
Aries.
You don't give a fuck.
I
Obviously.
don't. What am I supposed to do? This your life.
Exactly.
You're streaming so you can get your fucking money back from freaking paying for a trip here.
Exactly. So stop. What the fuck is you talking about? Stop.
One thing I will say about our generation of parents, I don't give a damn how horrible it was. That, even if you had a pushover mama, you better not say that around her, nobody she knew. Let me tell y'all a real story. I had a cousin who used to talk like that to her mama. And my mama, who was her mama's first cousin, wore her out. Because that's that generation. There was a thing that just wasn't, a line that was unwaverable. And that line was respect. So even if I have a child that's disrespectful to me, you better be disrespectful to your mama behind closed doors because you're not going to do it around me. That's the generation we came from. But we were so hell-bent on not repeating it, we didn't even look at that and say, well, wait a minute, let's go back to the drawing board. Yeah, my mama was X, Y, and Z, but one thing about her, she stood on respect. I couldn't talk to my mama crazy. So I'm going to make sure when I have my children that I can instill in my children that there's a level of respect. Yes, I want to be able to talk to you. Yes, to some extent, I want to even be able to be friendly with you because I'm not your friend. I'm your mother. However, there is a line that you will not cross, and that line is called respect. We never decided to do that. We just abandoned the whole ship. We abandoned the whole ship thinking we knew everything. And now here we go. This is what we get. This is exactly what we get.
Do you not hear what I'm saying?
I don't care what you said.
So go home. Fuck you mean?
Send me home.
What are you talking about?
Never in a day when I grew up could I have ever seen a child go back and forth with an adult, let alone use a curse word. Girl, when I was growing up, you couldn't say lie. You better say tell or fib. If you call somebody a liar, or call you a lie, that's like telling somebody F you back in the day. If it's an elder, even if they was lying and you knew they was lying, you better not say it. Open your mouth to call an adult a liar. That's the level of respect we had. That's the level of respect we had. Not no more. When you completely abandon the whole process, this is what you get. So for our parents who are receiving this is part of self-healing. You got to start going within and say, well, what did I do? Even if I don't deserve my child cursing me out today. Where did I go wrong with this boy? What were my actions to get to this? I just feel like when it comes down to situations, I've been on this internet or listening to YouTube for years. And one thing I've learned, even participating in certain things, on the internet, I used to be a huge Cynthia G follower for like a couple of years. Then when she got kicked off, that must have been God. Because let me tell you, first of all, really quickly, I know I used to follow Cynthia G. And when I was on the live, I used to be like, yeah. But when I used to get off the live, I ain't used to feel like that. So I knew it wasn't my thing. But the point is, I used to be in these sectors that divide us. At first, when the manosphere first came around, I was curious. I wanted to go see. Once I went and saw, I hurry up and cleanse my algorithm of it. Didn't want to see no more. Saw what I needed to see. Boom, I'm out of there. But the point I'm making is witnessing these sectors and being a part of some of these sectors, I'm starting to realize it's all about being divided. It's all about dividing the people. And in my particular position, in my people, as far as my people, that's a no-no for me. So when I say people like Anton Daniels, which he's up next, he's profited a lot off of dividing us. He don't go and divide whatever Caribbean island he's from. He over here dividing us. Okay? But the point I'm making is I'm realizing these divides are strategically placed in our communities to keep us at bay or keep us apart. And that's a big problem. Now more than ever is the time for us to come together. A woman can't, black women, we can't make it without black men, real black men, and real black men, you can't make it without real black women. Because one thing we know about a good black man, you're going to be protected and he going to make sure you straight. And one thing we know about a good black woman, she going to protect you in her own way, meaning watching for snakes and enemies or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? It's not about the masses. It's about finding like-minded individuals. That's what this is all about. Everybody black ain't good. Okay? It just is what it is. But we got to break these generational curses. This is one of those. Often I see children talking to their parents, handling their parents. Girl, man, I couldn't imagine. And I'm a parent in that generation. My child, but again, I got lucky. I ain't gonna lie. God bless me. I got lucky. My child is nothing like me. Her personality. But even if she had that personality, I'm glad. God knew. Because me and my daughter would have been windmilling on each other. But the point I'm making is this. We have to break that generational curse, y'all. We got to start repairing. Now, some of us, and some of y'all churn is too late. I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all churn is too late, but some of them is not. And even if it is too late, work on your grandchildren. Start working on your grandkids. Because you'll be surprised how you could break a generational curse by working with your grandkids. Hell, maybe your son or your daughter is just gone. I done tried with this girl. This girl just couldn't get it. Maybe that's, but do you know that you can break generational curses by jumping over a generation? So the point I'm making is we have to put the focus on our kids because the enemy has always had his focus on our kids. 1115 in the chat. The enemy has always had his focus on our kids while he had us all distracted. Because don't get me wrong, see the Gen X and millennials, when we found the internet, Lord have mercy, we never took our face out the phone. So our babies had faces and had their faces in the phone, and we had our faces in the phone too. Nothing wrong with scrolling on social media, but we got to be more responsible with this. We trying to make a change. Breaking generational curses. Hello. That is the key to unlocking our freedom. That and also identity. But yeah, I feel bad for the mama, but it looked like she used to this. This looked like a regular day to her. She don't look like it's nothing. So, I guess I would say I feel bad, but I don't. Look at Turley Paper. This is what I'll be watching. Let me tell y'all something. Straight black women. Let me say this. Let me start by saying this. Any Turley Paper productions, I get a weird feeling about them. Like, it feels different watching his stuff. I can't even explain it. But all of Turley Paper's productions feel different. If there was a feeling that I feel when I intake or consume entertainment, I can say whatever I consume or have consumed any of Turley Paper's entertainment, it has a different feel. I'll say that. Now, with that being said, I saw a portion of the show, and I know that the majority of Turley Paper's audience is black women, middle-aged to older-age black women. And I noticed every time I happen to see a clip that I don't want to see, it's about Turley Paper taking another man's not Turley Paper. A character in Turley Paper's show dominating another man or taking another man's manhood. And for the life of me, as heterosexual black women, and this is no shade to the gay black men, love y'all down to the ground, but I'm thinking with my coochie right quick. Give me a second. I'm not thinking with my head. I'm thinking with my coochie. So charge it to the game, not my head. Straight black women, if you are like me, hearing masculine or seeing two masculine black men even act like they gay is very weird. Maybe it's just me. I know for me, especially if they're heterosexual or they act like they straight, and then y'all over here playing and it turns my coochie faucet off. And it shuts it all the way tight to where you can never open it again. And then it locks it behind a gate. And then it burns down the town. Does that make sense? So I don't understand what you women are getting out of watching whole series. And this is in every single show he does. Every single show this man do, there's some element of some man being dominated by another man. What is going on in the heads of Black women to where y'all think that shit is entertainment? Do you know it's conditioning your subconscious to accept bisexual men? That's probably why a lot of y'all dating bisexual men. If you begin to normalize unnormal things or abnormal things to your psyche in your brain, then you begin to accept those things. So even though you feel like you just watching it on TV or boom, 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 it's not, then you start to realize the men you start attracting, they all a little loose-wristed, little. And you thinking it's something you doing. No, it's the energy you taking in when you watching that shit on the TV. And not only that, your subconscious is normalizing this shit. Your brain is telling you, oh, I thought that was normal. Oh, no, we good. It's normal. And remember, your subconscious governs your actions, not your conscious, not your day-to-day thinking. It's your subconscious that governs your day-to-day actions. So this is why you're wondering why the man you with or you just got with, you found out he messed with girls and boys. Look at this clip of toilet paper showing. Y'all wonder why I call him toilet paper, huh? He's trash. He's less than trash. Look.
Yo, bitch. No, that's not good enough. Look at me in my fucking eyes, say it. Yo, bitch.
There's a scene between two grown-ass, husky-ass, working-out-ass, gym-ass niggas. And part of the scene is, say, I'm your bitch. And this, oh my God.
Oh, you a big ass nigga. You a gorilla nigga. Say it with your fucking chest. I'm your bitch. I'm your bitch.
I guess entertainment is in the eyes of the beholder. I can't wait till we pack him up and get him up out of here. Y'all don't understand the psychological stuff that this man is doing. You wonder why he a billionaire? It ain't because he's great at plays. He's not even halfway decent at movies, if we honest. It's because he's pushing a product. It's because he works directly for the powers that be, and he is pushing a product every freaking time he put out a show. You wonder why he get all these Netflix deals and he get all this stuff and he can go drop off $1 million checks to TD Jakes and all. He is a government agent, allegedly. He pushing a product. He a big time drug dealer, but the drug ain't drugs. It's psychological warfare. Put a 3 in the chat if that makes sense. I'm going to say it one more time. Toilet paper is not who you think he is. I told you none of these celebrities are who they think they are. He is a drug dealer. He is pushing a drug to his people. He makes very, very good money to do so. But the drug ain't. No, the drug is psychological warfare. That's why he's so famous. That's why he a billionaire. We all know to this day, when toilet paper put out a movie or a show, that shit be straight to Tubi. Any and everybody in here know that. But yet and still, he's a billionaire. He don't even put out billionaire type quality. He don't even put out billionaire quality type work. Spike Lee didn't have $1 billion in his movie. Surpassed anything toilet paper has ever done his entire career. And I'm not saying it because Spike Lee's a better person. I'm using Spike Lee as an example. Toilet paper's movies and entertainment is below trash. If anybody is being completely honest with themselves, they would tell you that the nigga is trash. But somehow he is a billionaire. I'm going to crack the code like I told you. The reason why is because it's not about the product he pushing or the product you think he's pushing. It's about the psychological warfare. He works directly for the. That's why he get $1 billion. Boom, boom, boom. He get to open the whole studio. Boom, boom, boom. You know. But to each his own. Have fun. Whew. To each his own. I guess. Toilet paper will be packed up and up out of here. Mark my words. He will be packed up. He will be packed up. For the drugs he done siphoned to my community, he will be packed up. Let's move on. I got a little educational section for y'all really quickly. I told y'all standing on the Holy Land. I told y'all you are in the motherland. I told you a civilization did not start in Africa. I told you it started here. And that goes to my question I asked myself as a little girl. If everything is over in Africa, then why is everybody over here? Look at some of the stuff they found in Illinois. Shout out to We Know the Truth. Check it out.
Cave over in southern Illinois is the remains of the ancient Sun Kings. There's no question about that now. We know who they are. The question of how they got there is something else again.
So they found artifacts in Illinois from the Sun King, which is ancient. And instead of white people, who are the new people, saying, oh my God, these sun gods must have been from Illinois, they'd rather sit up here and say, oh, well, we don't know where they come from. And these are the people who teaching you history. Mind you, again, the artifacts are found in Illinois. Shout out to Chicago. The artifacts are found in Illinois. Shout out to Chicago. He finding ancient Egyptian artifacts in Illinois. And this cracker just got up here and say, well, yeah, we found them, but I don't know how they got there. Well, I bet. Yeah, because everybody was creating artifacts and just going around the world dropping them off. Yeah, that's what everybody was doing. But that's what the clear people want you to believe, even when you read his story. Even when you read in history. That's why discernment is going to have to take place. Tap in, because you're going to start, the lies going to start jumping out to you. They going to tell you, oh, they must have traveled. So you mean to tell me these great Egyptians was making all these artifacts traveling all over the world, but somehow you would rather place them their origin in Africa when most of their artifacts are here in America, in Illinois? Use your discernment. Let's get back into it.
Until you think about it. You know, the rivers used to be the interstate highways. I'm putting you into the area where this cave is, all right?
Mind you, he's talking about a cave. And when he's talking about rivers, y'all don't know how important that Mississippi River was to the expansion into this doggone what we call civilization of the United States. Y'all have no idea. When them crackers ran up on the Louisiana Purchase, they literally struck gold. So when he said the rivers were like the highways, not only were they using them for travel, they were using them for hunting and all types of stuff. But these are all Egyptian artifacts that are found here in America. And it makes me think back to Sinetta. And this is what I love about my experience in listening and watching Sinetta. I got to see all of what we are on Sinetta's platform. I got to see Egyptologists. I got to see Hebrew Israelites. I got to see Christians. I got to see Moors. I got to see any and everybody I want. And I actually got to hear their perspective. I told you, we are who we are. We not one religion. We not one thing. We just are. I keep telling y'all that. And all of these artifacts, I told you, in all of these names and places, they took them from us and scattered them out across the world. This is why when you do your Googles, do me a favor. When you do your Googles, you'll start to realize these ancient cities and ancient towns that you thought were ancient were really like less than 100 years old. Literally. You are standing on the Holy Land. Take your shoes off, put your feet to the soil and connect. If they find an artifacts, Egyptian artifacts in Illinois, shout out to Illinois. If you in Illinois, shout out to you. Imagine what they find in Louisiana. Imagine what they done found in Tennessee. We already seen what they found in Florida. Remember they found old Indian remains in Florida last year? That's why they don't let you dig in your backyard. You standing on the Holy Land. Connect back to it, okay?
Mississippi River north to the Ohio River, to the Wabash River, to the Little Wabash River, to Skillet Fork. And at a certain place on the banks of Skillet Fork, you're within a quarter mile of this cave. In the 7th century BC, well, my goodness, everyone knows that there were no seafaring people. How could they get from Africa or somewhere to the United States? That's what a lot of people.
And that's another thing too. For them to say that there were no seafaring people at certain times in history, that's cap. You know what I thought about when I was in Turks and Caicos, and anytime I travel, especially to the Caribbean, them people who be working on them tours, them dudes, shout out to them dudes, bro. But them dudes who be working on the ocean, them dudes who be working on them tours, them dudes who be doing them jet skis and them boats and shit, that shit is embedded in their DNA code. You think they were surrounded by all them water and them folks didn't travel across no water? Think about that. Mind you, we are the original people. Think about this. If we the original people, how the hell was we not seafaring? And we surrounded by water. It's a lie. They know we were seafaring people. The things that you see people doing now are things that they've always done. I told you, you are a part of your ancestors. The reason why you talk the way you talk, walk the way you walk, look the way you look, do the things you do is because you are remnants of your ancestors. So people who are doing jobs, especially jobs they've been having for long periods of time, don't know why they're just so good at it or they've been doing it. It's because it's embedded in your DNA code. You have to be able to understand that the enemy will only give you a partial truth and wrap it in a gift wrap with a bunch of lies. That is to keep you confused. Tapping in is going to be able to get you to discern when those lies are happening. Of course, we were seafaring people. It would make nothing but sense, especially in the Caribbean. And not only just the Caribbean, even in the United States, of the North and South. If you lived on the coast, you mean to tell me you never went up the Mississippi River? The people never went up, and come on, man. But we wasn't, and we never left the United States, but there's obvious evidence in history to prove that wrong. But the point I'm making is, listen, be careful. And listen to what them crackers be saying because they're going to tell you the truth. You just got to know how to listen good. You got to know how to listen with the right intention and the right ears.
Will tell you. There was people called the Phoenicians. I want to tell you what, the Phoenicians had some big ships. Their biremes and their triremes were very large ships. Back at this period of time, of course, the Mississippi ran by the place now called Poverty Point.
Louisiana.
Poverty Point, Louisiana, there is residue left yet from stockpiles of native ore, copper, which has.
Now, let me tell you something. This is another trick. Now, he's talking about Poverty Point, Louisiana. I told you we found the ancient dice and all that other stuff. Them niggas was gambling up there in Poverty Point. Ancient time gambling. Okay? You got to be careful with them. They like to use the term native. That is a trick term. That is a magical word. Let me show you how to break the magic curse. Listen, I need everybody to pay attention. Put a 3 in the chat. I need you to pay attention. Because that enemy, when he talk about history, because he know we getting close, he loved using that word native. And native is like any American language. You can take it and use it in so many facets. But for people who create the language and they know that they want to deceive the people, they create the deception behind the word. Let's start here first. Anybody can be native to anywhere. I'm born and raised in New Orleans, but I've been living in Georgia since 2016. Currently, I am a native to Georgia. Does that make sense? Okay. So that means anybody that goes or live or inhabit any location can be a native to that place. Pause. Now, they gave us a description or a depiction or a face of the people they call Native American. Those are the people I call the $5 footlongs. Those are the Native Americans that you see walking around going, the fake ones, the Asiatic ones, the Siberian ones, them the ones. They gave you a face to the term native But they also gave you the definition. Now, whenever you hear, because remember, your subconscious, let me show you how your subconscious work. The way your subconscious work is like a hard drive with infinitive storage. Like you can put as much as you want in your brain and it'll never get full, right? Let's say you had a hard drive that never got full. That's your brain. It never forgets. It doesn't destroy information. It just stores it. So once you get a picture as a little bitty girl or a little bitty boy that the Native American looked like the $5 foot long, and then you grow older into your awareness, you start to realize, okay, they were lying about X, Y, Z, X, Y, and Z. But this is how cunning and tricky that enemy is. And they do it with all their books. They did it with the Bible too. That's why now I'm getting why they say you got to ask God for discernment to understand the book. Listen, they don't just do it with the Bible. They do it with every single thing they wrote. Listen, what they are doing is they take words and they it's almost like they put a magic trick on them to where they can make it mean whatever they want it to mean at any given moment. So now they gave you the photo or the identity of a native. And now this man is talking about indigenous people because we are not native. We are aboriginal, or as Malcolm called, aborigine. That means from the beginning, melanated beings from the earth, ashes to ashes. That's why when you die, what they say, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. From ashes you why go from dust you come to dust you to return. That's us. That's not them. If you think about that, they typically like to burn their people up and go throw the ashes out. Am I making sense? Put a 3 in the chat. They don't do like us. That's why our burial ceremonial practices are different. They different. When they say ashes to ashes, dust to dust, they talking about us, the original melanated people. Not only the original melanated people, we are the original people of this here sphere that we living in, if it's even a sphere. So this is the trick they'll play. Now he's talking about the indigenous people. He's not talking about the $5 Indians. He's not talking about the $5 footlongs, but he's going to use terms like native, and that's to trick you to think that the history belongs to them when in fact it has always belonged to you. This is why they get you in school at 3 and 4 years old. They got to catch you so small. They got to catch you before your brain could even think about what's about to happen. And they input these things into your internal hard drive that we call the subconscious. They input all these things into your internal hard drive that makes you believe and makes you act in who you are. So when they give you the false information, mostly false, wrapped around a little bit of truth, you already have the subconscious that have stored the false information they gave you first. So even if they give you the truth, it's still tainted because the original information was false from the get. I hope that makes sense. I had to get it out. I had to close my eyes so I could hear it and see it. But the point I'm making is this. Whoever's going to get it is going to get it. I'm sorry, I can't repeat it. The point I'm making is this, though. You have to be able to decipher what these people are doing. Be mindful of this. That native term, they gave those people that term, and they gave those people that quote unquote identity to take over your term. The moment they got their term, we've been a new term ever since. Every 40, 50, 60 years, we become something. The moment the Native Americans came or became the Native Americans, then all of a sudden we went from Negro to black to color. Then all of a sudden our name started changing. That's not a coincidence. Okay? It's not a coincidence. You got to understand. And for those who don't, how I see it, I'll try to get it to you guys. But I'm telling you now, that enemy is tricky. They don't just do it with the Bible. They do it with all their books. And let me say this to the niggas who think they safe off in science. Because there's a lot of niggas. Because I used to feel like this. When I was shunning religion, and still do, but when I was shunning religion and wanted nothing to do with it, I went to science because I was taught, remember they inserted to my hard drive as a little bitty girl, that science was the most accurate thing you could have. And I got into science, and when I got into it heavy, I started realizing, hell, science is just as much of a religion as the rest of this stuff. So for all you niggas who diving into science, that's tainted as well. See, the man has told you that they have fail-proof systems, and that's the guideline is false, not truth. You gotta tap in to get that discernment. Let me let this man finish.
They've been transported down the Mississippi River from somewhere. What they were doing, of course, is transporting this ore back into Egypt or wherever, and they're making bronze.
We know that
They were transporting goods from the Mississippi. Where did he say? Back into where? Egypt. They were transporting goods from the Mississippi back into where? Egypt. I told y'all Egypt and Rome was under your feet. I told y'all that. Y'all don't listen to me. They got to tell us the truth now. But it's just the fact that we got to wake up to hear it. Because right now, a lot of our ears are closed because we distracted. But go outside and tap in, man. The Holy Land is under your feet. You are on the Holy Land, the land of milk and honey. What else they call Africa? The motherland. You are here. Ain't no motherland in Africa. That's why when you go there, you don't have no attachment to it. Even if you lie to yourself and say you have an attachment to it, stay there about 30 days. I bet you won't no more. And you could say that, you could stay there to save face. And I'm not saying that some black people don't go to Africa and like Africa. And you know what? I think Africa is beautiful. I love the people of Africa. My issue is the ones that are over here in the Western world. And it's typically the West Africans. And shout out to the young lady right before I came live. There's an Ethiopian woman. Shout out to her who hit me up and told me that she enjoyed my show and things of that nature. And she said, just so you know, kind of clearing up some stuff. But the point I'm making is I do need to be more clear about my intent and who I'm targeting. And I don't target nobody. Let's start there first. But when I'm talking and who I'm talking about the enemy who's attacking me. I'm not talking about a whole conglomerate or a continent of people. Nowhere. I'm talking about the ones who are either here or abroad to attack my people. Those are the people that I have an issue with. The other people I think are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's move on. Y'all, let's get into this AI artist and what this means for black people. So now this AI artist came about. Y'all, wait till y'all see it though. So apparently some AI artists came out and got a $5 million contract and people are mad. And I want to show you why you shouldn't be mad. I want to show you why you should allow this AI contract to go full force and then and how this is going to benefit Black America, y'all. Check her out.
AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal and has a top 5 R&B album, and the person is doing none of the work. I think you guys think that AI can just be the cover for something, which some people can use. They can make an AI cover. AI can also make the entire song. It can sing the entire song. It can make the entire beat. You can have a song that's one type of song and say, AI, make this into a country song, and it'll literally rewrite, re-sing in a country voice and redo the entire thing. And they don't have to credit anyone. This is so beyond out of our control, and nothing and no one on earth will ever be able to justify AI to me, especially not AI. There is an AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal in the creative arts, in which people have worked hard for, trained for, slept on the floor for, and got injuries for, worked for their entire lives. I'm sorry, I don't respect it. In the creative art.
Now, this is the AI, y'all. Check the AI out. This the artist they signed. What you think the AI look like? Look.
Hi, you guys. I just want to take a moment to say.
Now, let's start here first. Didn't I tell you they trying to replace you? Didn't I tell you they trying to duplicate you? This ain't no African woman. This ain't no shade. This ain't no Caribbean woman. This is a Black American woman. Did I not tell you they are trying to duplicate you, gods and goddesses? Did I not tell you they look at you like a goddamn guinea pig, like an experiment, because you are that amazing? They just got to keep you thinking that you're stupid and dumb and less than, so they can continue to experiment on you. Now, they're doing it even in AI. Whenever AI puts something out, even the accents on the doggone robots be accents of Black Americans. They're trying to find a way to take your gifts and talent and capitalize off of it without you. I told you that. They want you to be walking around like blind slaves. They want you to walk into slavery voluntarily, not even realizing it's slavery. And the government and these powers that be are going to, this is their plan, to make all this money and reap all these benefits and all these resources off of you, because you, gods and goddesses, are the reason why everybody came over here, because you are the jewels of God. This is why you see it pop up in AI. You see it sound in the music and even stuff that don't have nothing to do with us. It's always a remnant. It's always a remnant of us in every single thing these people do. They can't do nothing without us. Let's get back into it.
Thank you. The love, the support, the videos, the feedback, it truly means so much to me. I'm at a loss for words, but I want you to know we're on this healing journey together. I dropped an EP a few days ago called Pieces Left Behind.
I don't know if I could play her music, but let me say this to the girl Kaylani. I don't know your music, so I ain't gonna say you don't know how to sing, but let me say this. That's good. Good. Sell it to AI. Let me tell you why. First of all, they purposely watered down the music industry just to do this. I told you there's a reason why they're trying to kick everybody out the music industry. What are they trying to do? They trying to encapsulate the same success without using the people. That's all they're doing. Okay? Now, this girl here, as far as the girl Kaylani, it's a lot of people that's doing music that has been doing music in the past maybe 10 or 20 years that should not have ever touched the booth. Y'all have completely ruined music. And I'm not talking about the girl Kaylani. I'm talking about 80% of the artists that are out today that has been coming out within the last 10 to 20 years have been horrible. Y'all have been the worst. Y'all have literally taken down music for a check. I hated every bit of it. Sexy Red, I don't give a damn how much you like her. Glorilla, y'all ruined it. Cardi, y'all ruined it. Ice Spice, y'all ruined it. Y'all ruined it. So don't get up here and get mad now AI about to make a bag and a coin. Most of y'all shouldn't have been artists, no way. Hell, all the baddies making music now. That tells you everything you need to know. But let me tell you something about Black America. Black America. Let this happen. The only thing is, you need to pull back your energy and completely pull back away from it. Listen, the most powerful weapon you have is your energy. That's it. You don't need no money. Your most powerful weapon is your energy. I don't care if they make the most amazing AI generated Black person. You just pull back your energy. If you pull back your energy, it literally dissipates. It goes away. You don't have to boycott it. You don't have to get online saying y'all don't watch this. Just completely detach, pull back your energy, and watch it disappear like that. They watched us create a genre of music like others. They watched us build it. They watched us be successful, came in, offered a few people a whole lot of money, and stole it from the entire collective of the culture. They probably did that with the intent to do just what they're doing. We want to be able to take the culture without the people. And I get that. But you can't take the culture without the people if the people detach their energy. Detach your energy. I don't give a damn if they make a new AI Michael Jackson. Detach your energy. That's easy. Don't even be mad because you can't do nothing in the music industry, no way. There's nothing you can get out them. Anybody trying to be in the music industry, you slow as a turtle. You can make more money on YouTube singing on YouTube. You slow as a turtle if you trying to get in the industry. When they got internet streamers more famous than your most popular singers. Y'all crazy as a turtle. Y'all, man, go ahead. Moving on. Now let's get into Barty with Steffon Diggs. Girl, where do we start? First of all, when we start to talk about breaking cycles and getting out of loops, we got to start being honest with each other. For the people who clapped for Cardi B to be with Steffon Diggs, that's probably why things are not going well in your life. We as women, and I've done this myself, we will ignore blatant signs for what we think makes us feel good. The fact of the matter is this: Steffon Diggs is trash. Pure, unadulterated trash. And I'm not saying that about his person. I'm saying that about his character as it pertains to women. This has not been said only by me. It has been said by his coworkers. It has been said by his peers. Every time we've ever seen Steffon Diggs, he's always in some stuff with women. He's trash. But just like Cardi B, black women, we do this because I'm guilty. You coming out of one situation and you don't want to sit in it. So what you do? Hop on the next. Duh. I ain't mad at it. I'm not judging you for it because I've been guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? However, now in this situation, you bringing in babies. And that happens to a lot of us in the real world. We get into situations where I'm going to just leave this nigga alone. Then you hop on the next nigga and feel like, oh, I'm pregnant. I wasn't expecting that. That happens. But it happens when we are not healing and taking time to take care of ourselves. Now, when Cardi was leaving Offset or however that happened, there were so many women who were probably going through it or had gone through it and hadn't healed from trauma that they went through with these niggas. And they were so upset with Cardi about what Offset was doing to Cardi. Mind you, whatever Offset did to Cardi had zero to do with anybody on this internet. Why we take personal what happens to people that we don't know, I will never understand. Anyway, Cardi leaves Offset and goes right to Steffon Diggs. It was almost like going from bad to worse. And a lot of people wouldn't even want to open their eyes to see it because everybody's so busy worried about a one-up. Everybody's so busy trying to say, aha, nanny, boo-boo, you didn't get me. And when we do that, because I'm guilty of it, when we do that, we walk ourselves right into our demise, right into some bull. Because we're not being emotionally intelligent enough to stand back and say, hold on, let me assess the situation before I make a move. And I'm not saying this from a place of judgment because like I said, I'm in the healing process. I'm still healing. I'm starting to find out that was very much me. Girl, what we doing? Okay, that one ain't work. Bet. Next. Okay, this one don't look like it might not work. But just in case, I'm going to just find the next one. Next. I like him. But he do X, Y, and Z that I don't like. I'm going to still mess with him, though. Next. That was me. That's unhealed emotional trauma. That is not having or lack. That is what you call lacking emotional intelligence. That is exactly what Cardi did. And everybody who clapped, they are doing or have the same issue. And the reason I know that is because if this was 5 years ago, I'd have been clapping for Cardi too. You see what I'm saying? 5 years ago, I would take away all rhyme, reason, fact, and all that. And I wouldn't give a damn about none of that. I would be on that type of time that Cardi and the rest of the girls on. You tried to trap me. I had nanny boo-boo. I got the last lick. I'm with a football player. I would have been like that. But when you start realizing a lot of healing that you have to do, you start to realize that the clapping is really promoting you not healing. Because the fact of the matter is this: Steffon Diggs has never been a stand-up guy. Cardi knew that when she got with him. But to turn around and get pregnant with this nigga kid, and you still married? Now, I don't know the laws in New York, but in the state of Louisiana, it don't matter who the baby is, who the baby daddy is. Who your husband is who the baby father. In the state of Louisiana. I don't know about Georgia, and I don't know about New York. But how trifling on a world stage, publicly, and like it's cool that you would be pregnant by this nigga running around, and it's cool. I get it. You can't, everybody ain't gonna wait till the divorce is final and the paperwork. Hello, I just told y'all I was married and divorced. Married and engaged at the same time. And I get it, things happen. But I feel like something about this was a bit deliberate and irresponsible. And that's the problem I have, because not only is this going to affect Cardi and her children, it's about to affect all of the masses. How many people looking at Cardi thinking this shit cute? And the whole time, there's nothing cute about it, because who suffers the most? The children. So now you got a fourth baby by a football player who, by the way, my bad, just had 2 or 3 other babies. He got churned all up and down the doggone street. And y'all want me to believe that Cardi won when she got with Steffon Diggs? Why? Because you believe that your money is a god and it'll heal all woes? That's a problem. So now she married, and guess what? Here come all the women. And let me show you what's crazy about this. For the women who coming out, the baby mamas, he got a paternity suit. And I say married, now she pregnant. But no, look. One of his baby mamas had a, first of all, before we go there, let's look at 2 of the children he already got. Let's go there. Y'all get the likes up. This is the man that we clapping for Cardi having. First of all, for women who don't understand or who don't know how to pick up on this, if you ever run across a man with children around the same age, that is the biggest red flag you will ever need. If you look past a man who have children around the same age, you need to walk right into your karma. It's meant for you to be stupid. Any man with children around the same age, that is the hugest red flag you can ever have. This nigga don't commit to nothing. Okay? So that's a huge red flag. That means this nigga don't even take time to make sure, well, let me make sure it's really over with this one. Nope, on to the next. So now he got 2 babies. He got 2 new daughters just months apart. And now he's talking about he want a son with Cardi. These are 2 beautiful babies. They are beautiful. Beautiful churn. But now he talking about he want a little boy with Cardi. And Cardi already got 3 children who probably hardly see her. Because she's so busy wigging out on the internet trying to play like she over Offset. Because we all know she not. If she could have her way, she'd have her husband and her family together. It's almost Christmas. Y'all know how Offset be at the bottom of the stairs for Christmas at Christmas time on Christmas Eve when she come down the stairs and say, "Oh my God, Offset, I love you." And then he down at the bottom of the stairs and he do like this and they open the door to Christmas in the Oaks or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If Cardi had her way, she would be with her husband. But she don't have a way. So now she got to play and pretend for y'all on the internet. She got caught up. Now she pregnant. Dummy. So now you got 3 babies that you probably ain't dealing with because you too busy crashing out and probably cyber stalking Offset. And now you pregnant by another nigga who just had 2 babies and he look like he ain't ready to stop no time soon. And y'all want me to believe that Cardi actually won? Y'all crazy in the road, lizard. Man, let's get into the churn. Hold on. Now, this is baby mama number 1. Beautiful girl. He obviously has a type. She's actually really pretty. She looks like she might be naturally pretty. No shade. Definitely got a BBL, but she's a pretty girl. Okay, Benji. Okay. And here go the other girl. I told you he have a type. Didn't I tell y'all he have a type? I think I'm one of the only people I know that don't have a type. But yeah, he got a type. Cardi is right up his alley. He definitely has a type. They're beautiful girls. Beautiful girls. Look at, then he put thinking of Spanish names right now. Teen boy. These are niggas that play like they happy, and as soon as that baby come, pew, can't find them. Pew. Oh, I'm so excited, dog. I'm about to have my son. Oh, I'm gonna get some cigars when the baby come, and I'm gonna be at the hospital. Say, dog, when I get my boy, me and my boy, bro, we gonna niggas capping. Soon as the baby come out, shoo. That's them niggas. Oh, I'm thinking about Spanish names for a boy. Pew. Girl, Cardi. And we really believe that Cardi won. That's the mindset we own. Cardi won? This is deep. Hold on. So then one of the baby mamas want to sue him. A paternity suit. Let's get into it. So I don't know which one this is. Hold on. Let me let y'all see. Now, mind you, he just announced he having another baby. Now, when this paternity suit hit, people were like, oh, she's just hating. Even if she was, the nigga got cured. Like, you get the hate when you got kids and the responsibility because you don't get to run away from it. So this one, let me see what her name is. I'll get Lord Giselle. That's her. Let's get into it. It says NFL star Steffon Diggs is caught up in some paternity drama. According to court docs obtained by People, it says model Aline Lopera, who goes by Lord Giselle, claims that the New England Patriots wide receiver welcomed the baby girl with her this past April. Oh, he just had a baby. Giselle originally filed paperwork back in December 2024 while pregnant, requesting full legal and physical custody of the baby while giving Diggs visitation rights. However, Diggs isn't convinced. He's the father. In his response, he denied paternity and asked for genetic testing. He also noted that if the child is proven to be his, he wants joint custody and for both parties to split expenses related to the pregnancy, birth, and attorney fees. So Steffon don't believe this baby belonged to him, but it probably does. Okay. However, he trying to say that he want to just basically give joint custody. So, and this is all about getting out of child support. Anybody black, we already know what this is about. It's about getting out child support. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't got it. That's why, joint physical custody. That way, I ain't got to give you $100,000 a month. Right, Wes. Wes said, Steffon said, hold on, not too fast. Let's go half. And he's smart, as he should. I've been telling men this for the longest. If you want to cut back on child support, get custody. I've been telling y'all that. Y'all don't be listening to me. Men, if you tired of paying all child support, go file for some level of custody. Other than that, pay your bills and shut up. But anyway, Steffon doesn't think that this baby belongs to him, but it probably does. Okay, let's just call the thing a thing. But the fact of the matter is, in the midst of him announcing that he's having a baby, he's dealing with paternity lawsuits and all that stuff. That tells you everything you need to know about the people. See, these are the red flags, the obvious red flags that a lot of us miss. If I am Cardi B, I don't want nothing to do with a nigga like Steffon Diggs. He messy. And I don't mean messy like a girl. I mean messy as far as he got too much stuff, too much baggage with him. Like, I can't even enjoy my pregnancy, and here come the new girl talking about she trying to see if you her baby daddy. And these are the things that create the stresses in our life. V said, and don't forget he still got twins on the way. Lord have mercy. Now, I ain't heard nothing about that, but it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. But these are but people wanted to say that Steffon was a step up from Offset. They literally the same thing. And remember, we were talking about loops. I told y'all a lot of us are living in cycles and loops. We all just recycling the same actions and behavior over and over and over again. Remember that? If you think about Cardi B's situation, she's literally going through a karmic loop. She went from one bad nigga to the next. That's what you call looping. Finding the same situation in different people, places, and things. This happens when you are unhealed. You go through these types of loops. I did the same thing. One day I'm going to do a testimony on it. I had the same thing happen to me. I started realizing that I was going through loops. The same situation was happening over and over in different people. You see what I'm saying? And you can't see it until you sit with you and understand what it is going on and how to understand you and your behavior. You can't see it until you see it. When you see it, you see it. You start, and it's like a light bulb, not a light bulb. It's kind of like OMG. You realize you're going through the same circle loop over and over and over and over again. And it's just in different people, and it look different in different situations. So like you might have a bad, I'll give you an example. Let's say you have mommy issues. Let's say you have issues. No, not even mommy issues. Let's say you have a bad relationship, or you had a bad relationship growing up with your mother. And part of that left you with abandonment issues, because when you was a kid, your mama used to do stuff like tell you lock the door and be gone for days at a time. And it made you be abandoned. And now when you grow older in your relationships, rather it's friendships, rather it's coworkers, rather it's romantic relationships, your childhood still remembers that trauma of dealing with abandonment, being abandoned by your mama, having her physically lock that door and leave you in the house. Now, let me show you how that can loop in another situation. You take that same child who grew up with them abandonment issues, and they go find a person who have issues, but also understand that they can utilize those abandonment issues, or not even, let me back up, because they don't have to understand that they can utilize them. Let me show you how you pick the same loop and the same cycles over. So now you coming from your mama house, you have these abandonment issues that you don't even realize you have. But you got abandonment issues because your mama used to leave you and lock you in this room or lock you in this house. And it's caused you to feel like whenever I get close to somebody, I got to hold on tight to them because my mama used to leave me and lock me in the house. I'm going inside of the brain. So now, boom. Now you're an adult. You got to go into the real world. You got to get a job. You got to find friends. You got to find relationships. In your friends, you might start to realize that every time you and your friend get into it, she might be like, or he might be like, you know what, man, I ain't fucking with this. I'm dipping. And you be like, no, I'm sorry. No, I ain't like that, man. You tripping. And then, and y'all continue to go back and forth like that in y'all lives. Same thing in a relationship. You get with a person that you with, or a man that you with, or a woman that you with, and you realize every time y'all get into it, this motherfucker talking about they want to leave. This motherfucker talking about they want a divorce. It's always something to separate you, and it triggers your abandonment issues. And every time you sitting up there hollering, no, please, but you're not realizing that it's unhealed childhood trauma that's causing you to repeat these loops in every single relationship that you have. From your friendship to your jobs. A lot of y'all wondering why y'all keep getting fired from jobs. A lot of unhealed trauma, because a lot of that stuff oozes off of you. Yep, or begging them to stay. And I'm guilty. I used to be the one begging them up, please don't leave me, please. That used to be me. Unhealed childhood trauma. So now Cardi's life is looping. It's looping. That's why some people say, child, Cardi done went from bad to worse. She done left Offset and went got with Steffon Diggs. That's because her life is looping. And if you guys were to ever sit down and think about your life and really sit down and meditate on it and think about it, your life looping too. You want to know how I know? Because I just realized my life was looping. Right, Matt Q, she should have healed. Healing, but yet and still it's not about that. It's about the internet and what they think. And they think that Cardi got a prize. This nigga dealing with court drama with Churn. This nigga dealing with who's paternity, who's not. This nigga dealing with, he even if he with Cardi and let's say they happily ever after, he can't even get a good night's sleep because one of the new baby mamas calling. The baby need milk. The baby need Pampers. Is you coming to pick up the baby Saturday? Y'all can't even play like y'all got the only child that y'all have. Because every so often with these new babies, he can't even get a good night rest because he got to give his time and attention to the other babies. You see what I'm saying? She didn't win nothing. If anything, she took a huge L. A L bigger than the one she had when she left Offset. This worse than the nigga she left. Heal. Cardi took a loss. She did not win. And unfortunately, I'm hoping that this baby You see what I'm saying? And they say this video of him leaving the hospital with the other baby. I'm hoping that this baby don't feel the repercussions of this. This him leaving the hospital with somebody else, baby. Girl, and listen, let me tell you something. You don't get to enjoy your pregnancy when that nigga dealing with another woman and another baby. You don't get a good night's rest. And as a matter of fact, when you're pregnant and your emotions already heightened and all out of whack and all out of control, it really make you want to go crazy. That'll trigger your postpartum and all types of stuff. You can't even focus on nurturing the baby because you got to worry about, did the bitch call and say the baby needs something? Or is he about to leave and go over there by her and the girl? Her and the baby. It's our first Christmas, but I got to keep in the back of my head that you still got other children and you got to go over there and spend a little time with them for Christmas. I can't even have my Christmas. That's going to stress Cardi the F out. And we already see she'll crash out. You think Offset was bad? He about to take her through there. You think Offset was bad? Steffon Diggs about to take her all the way up in through there. She don't even realize, and this could be her karma. I don't know what she did or who she did something to who, but she walked right into the lion's den. I have seen this movie so often, girl, and so many times I feel like I wrote the script. This will not end well. This is going to be hard. You thought she was crashing out on Offset on the internet? Meet me back here when she get to crashing out on him. Woo, woo. She don't realize she just bit off more than she could chew. My bad, y'all. I knocked myself smooth up out the doggone studio. My bad. I'm back. Okay, so now also Cardi now mind you, she has to keep up with the schedule because Cardi has to sell her album. Oh yeah. So we already saw her on the subway trying to sell it. They say it's trash. Hold on. Look at Cardi. They say she performing and everything, and she pregnant, big pregnant. Let me go get her on here. Oh, wait, I did that one. Let me get Cardi on here. Look at Cardi. Y'all think this shit cute. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I ain't even shared. Hold on. This her, y'all. This her. She pregnant.
Your loyalty depends on you a round ass bitch. Backdoor hoe, hating on the low ass bitch.
She can't even articulate and enunciate. So this is her pregnant with Steffon, little baby, and all of that. She's still on tour. See, y'all thought it was all liberating last time Cardi was on tour. Y'all thought, oh, she's showing us how powerful and how strong motherhood is. Bull crap. She ain't showed y'all no power in motherhood. The power that be tapped on the shoulder and say, get your pregnant ass out there and promote this album before we pop fire from your ass. Look, that label told Cardi, you pregnant. Bitch, your face ain't pregnant. Get your ass out there. You pregnant? Your fingers ain't pregnant. Get your ass out there. And look at y'all. Ooh, this just show how liberating and how strong and powerful women are. Because look, women, one thing about it, they counted her out and they thought she wasn't going to make it. But one thing about a woman is powerful. Girl, they ain't got nothing with no power. Girl, this ain't got nothing to do with no power and no woman. That's the label behind Cardi saying, get your ugly ass out there and sell this goddamn album before I slap fire from your ass. And she out there. Mm-hmm. Yup. But y'all don't be knowing what y'all be. Listen, y'all just be seeing the glitz and glam. Y'all don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So now imagine. Walk with me right quick. I need all black women in the chat. Y'all know y'all can feel me. Walk with me right quick. Imagine you find the love of what you believe to be the love of your life. Or at least a rebound nigga. Let's say a rebound nigga. You really on this nigga because you really want to get back at the old nigga. And you really need to leave the old nigga, but you still have some sort of attachment to the old nigga. So you decide to keep a little string, just enough to say I got an attachment to that nigga, but then I'm going to keep all the rest of my strings open to the new nigga. Now, the new nigga, he really here to make the old nigga mad. But even in the sense that he don't make the old nigga mad, at least he'll be good company. I can cuddle with the nigga. I can hang out with the nigga. If I want to deal with the nigga, I can. If I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's the plan. But then somehow in the plan, things go awry and I get pregnant. Mind you, I've never 100% completely detached from the first nigga. I really was only using the second nigga to be like I upgraded from the first nigga. Even though I'm about 80% detached from the first nigga, that 20% is strong as hell. I wasn't supposed to get pregnant. There's a chance. Now I'm stuck. But I'm in front of the world. I'm on a stage. I can't say I'm stuck, so I got to play it off. Let's just go with the move. Oh, I'm with Steffon Diggs. He's my new boyfriend. We're having a baby. And all her fans, oh, Cardi, this is so beautiful. This is going to be so great. I'm so glad. Whole time, every time she in the live, or get off of social media, she in a fetal position crying her eyes out. Because the facts of the matter is, when we walk away from the live, Cardi got to sit with Cardi. Cardi got to look at the four walls and realize I got one nigga I ain't even divorced from yet. He out here gallivanting all around the goddamn town. Not only that, we famous, so I got to see every fucking thing this nigga do. And I'm still attached to him because we still married. Not only that, I could lie to myself and say I'm over the nigga, but God knows I'm not. Then on top of that, I call myself one up and the nigga ain't going to get me a nigga, but this nigga ended up being worse than the nigga I left, and I'm trapped on this side because I'm pregnant by this nigga. But I done came so far, I got to save face and act like it's cool. Cardi is probably breaking down mentally, spiritually, and emotionally when she leave off these stages and she's off these lives. Because the fact of the matter is this internet can only fake for so long. Real life have to happen. She won't have much pride and happiness in her pregnancy because them girls refuse. They're going to refuse to allow Cardi to have any rest. You think them women was dragging Cardi and stressing her out when she was pregnant for Offset? Watch what happens with these girls. And I'm only giving you, I'm talking about the ones that happened. I mean, that he got pregnant. I'm not even counting the ones he's smashing and dealing with on the side. She won't get a night's rest. She just won't. She walked herself right into the lion's den because Cardi refused to take time and heal. Period, point blank. I mean, this is the same Steffon Diggs, right? This the same Steffon Diggs on the yacht, allegedly giving out that pink powder. Now, this is in the midst of their relationship. If this was Offset, Barty Gang will try to find a yacht and blow it up. This is who she upgraded to. This is her upgrade. This is the upgrade because because not me. People online was just so happy to see or feel like she's doing a big one on Offset that they didn't realize that she's walking right into a worse situation. Yeah, Offset wasn't crap, but at least he ain't had no baby. This who she chose. This is the prize. And this is what you attract when you are unhealed. But in other news, I'm going to call my baby back. Hold on. Hello?
Hey, Mom.
Hey, let me call you when I get off live, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Listen. she's going into a worse situation than she was in. Period, point blank. And it just is what it is. Now, let me gag you up right quick. Hold on. Cardi ain't as innocent as y'all thought she was, neither. Now, I get it. Maybe she was in a relationship where she felt like that nigga cheating. Hell, we both about to cheat. But Cardi been smashing on, allegedly, you know how she is. And she pregnant? Allegedly, Cardi been smashing on Steffon Diggs since at least 2024. Like, long before her and Offset really split. And I remember DJ Academics bought that out. Let me go get Act. Act, get your fat ass up here, nigga. Remember this? This when Act was putting his cape on and pee-popping on the handstand for other men like Drake and all that. Look.
This is what I done heard. They said Cardi B was catching Offset doing all type of bullshit. And basically, when Cardi B was like 8 months pregnant, Offset went through her phone and caught her texting a nigga, some dog-ass nigga named Steffon Diggs, some football player, okay?
Now remember when Offset alleged that Cardi was sleeping with Steffon while she was pregnant, and y'all remember Cardi came back and was like, oh well, and yeah, and it was Steffon Diggs. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together today until today. So allegedly, she let Steffon Diggs feed the baby. And that's what we called it back in the day. If you pregnant and you let somebody that's not the daddy sleep with you, they call that feeding the baby. So she let Steffon Diggs feed the other baby. Now she got a baby by him. Allegedly, according to Act via Offset, she was letting Steffon Diggs feed the baby, girl, back when she was pregnant for Offset.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I heard that name fucking 5 other niggas bitches. It's kind of crazy. That nigga is the bitch fucker.
And let me tell you something too, women. For so long, we have ignored other men's warnings. And let me tell you something. This is where discernment gonna come in. Some niggas do be hating. But a lot of times, niggas be telling us the truth. Even when it's hate. When niggas be telling you a nigga ain't shit, more oftentimes than not, you have to go back and be like, oh, so-and-so showed me that. Oh, so-and-so said that. Think about it, women. Think about it. In the midst of it, when you hearing it, you be like, man, this hating ass nigga, this nigga hating, da-da-da-da-da-da. But boy, when the truth come out, and let me tell you something, black men, we'll never come back and tell you was right. So don't ever wait on it. So this is just a conversation we having between us women. So for the black men in the chat, you know you was right, and that's enough. We'll never tell you was right. So you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, I found that when other men tell you about other men being whorish, more times than not, they don't be lying. Now, Act just said he got 5 other bitches, and he was dealing with 5 other bitches when allegedly Cardi was letting what's that boy name? Steffon Diggs feed Offset baby. That girl.
He done fucked everybody's hoe in the game, which is kind of ironic because every time your girl want to get their lick back, they go to the biggest hoe. They complain about you being a hoe, and the nigga they try to get with is a bigger hoe. Shit don't make sense, but it's all good. Typical female shit. Now, you know what's so funny? And this is what I heard. I'm gonna tell you everything I heard. I heard Cardi didn't even fuck the nigga. This is what I heard. Honestly, I heard she didn't fuck him, right? But she was texting a nigga, entertaining the nigga. If you ever been in a toxic relationship, I've said bitches cheated on me, and all I seen was a text message. Fuck it, nah, nigga, you 8 months pregnant. Why am I seeing smiley faces? I heard
because it's called emotional cheating, and that's the most dangerous form of cheating, if you ask me. Being a person who has been with somebody who's a serial cheater, I learned the difference at an early age in cheating men or the relationships. A man who's just smashing on a woman, and I'm not giving y'all this game to make y'all accept it. I'm just telling you what I learned as a little bitty girl. as a young girl. When a man just smashing on a woman, who cares? Frivolous, blah, 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 blah. But boy, that one he stopped talking to and good morning, and that's more dangerous than if he fucked 10 bitches. Does that make sense? I would rather find my man slept with 10 women in his phone than to find he be talking to one girl every night before we go to bed. Does that make sense? Because emotional cheating, that's way worse than physical cheating. So when Axe said, if I see you texting in the phone, nigga, that's cheating, I understand. Because depending on what you find in that phone and how often you seeing it, that is an emotional connection that sometimes is stronger than the one you in. Guilty. You see what I'm saying?
I heard it was a picture sent, but whatever. But that's supposedly what happened. Like, yo, the nigga seen some shit, seen that, you know, she texting, and plus you seen, I don't even want to pull that nigga contract, but apparently getting some bread. And you're on my fantasy team, so bro, don't get mad at me, nigga, because you're on my fantasy team. You got to cook, okay? I didn't mean to fuck up your pussy. She wasn't gonna fuck you anyway. Anyway, here's the point, nigga. So apparently, she starts texting the nigga type shit, right?
Well, we don't need to get into that because he's going into the situation with Cardi at the time. Because at the time, Cardi and Offset was just finally going through it. This when she was coming online and crashing out. Remember when she was pregnant with the last baby and she was talking about, I'm insecure and he knows I'm insecure and all he wants to do is make me insecure. When she was doing all that crashing out, that was during this time. And he's explaining that whole dynamic and how she was transitioning into Offset. But one thing Axe said that was true. She walked from bad to worse. And I told y'all that before we got on here. And it never made me think about it until he just said it. A lot of times women think you about to cheat on a nigga with a better nigga and he be worse than the one you left. Women, if we think about it, that has happened often. You like, I'm about to go get this one. Look, you leave a nigga, if you had to give him a boyfriend or a husband report card, you'd be like, that nigga was like a D-. I'm about to go get me something better. Girl, you find you run into the next nigga, this nigga a F-. You'll be like, God damn. That's because you're attracting your unhealed places. The places that you're unhealed is what you're attracting. That's why. Boy, I tell you though, I ain't gonna lie. Cardi did it with this one. She did it with this one. Steffon is gonna send her up through there. Oh, he's definitely gonna send her up through there. Gots to know it. He gonna send her up through there. She thought she was pale the last one. She about to be more pale than this one. Dina Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Says, greeting, lovely view on my Acorn family and my Acorn family. She says, an amazing deal to buy my first home in Dallas. Literally came out of nowhere. Right. Wow. So blessed. And one of the signs God gave me is my new street name, Summer Aura. Oh, I love that. I am so happy, and congratulations, Dina Nicole, on your purchase, and congratulations on what you got going on, man. It's a lot of wonderful things. Listen, let me tell y'all something. It's a lot of wonderful things happening to the right people. If you a righteous person, if you a meek person, and you know, and if you don't know if you're a righteous person or a meek person, just think about your intentions. Think about who you are at the core of you. You can't lie to you. So think about who you are at the core of you. If you are a decent and a good person that don't have intentional bad intentions for people, it's time, your time to excel. You're part of that. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. A lot of good things are happening to a lot of good people. And a lot of bad things, if y'all pay attention, think about your personal life. A lot of good things is happening to a lot of good people, and a lot of bad things is happening to a lot of bad people. Because like I told you, when it came down to the prophet Cat Williams, and I call him a prophet because his prophecy was literally fulfilled, when he said all lies would be exposed, it was way bigger than the whole stuff with him and Said the Entertainer. He was talking about period. If you think about your own personal situations, for a lot of us, there are a lot of lies being exposed. That's because not only are we in the age of Aquarius, it's because a lot of rights are being, or a lot of wrongs are being right. Okay. We got to do our part though. But congratulations, Dina. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. We the people, thank you for the super chat. Says, thank you, Vu, and preach. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, we the people. Y'all, I got to get off of here. Let me go try to prepare for Educational Friday right quick. Y'all, I love y'all. Y'all know we back here on Monday. I'll probably try to go live sometime this Saturday might be a busy day for me, but we'll see. But with that being said, y'all, I will catch y'all on Monday for sure. Dollhouse, I will catch y'all sometime this weekend for sure. And put some more content out. But Educational Friday will be in another hour or so. Make sure y'all pull up, pull over, and pop out. I love y'all. If y'all haven't already subscribed to the channel, we're gonna get to 100K before the end of the year, okay? So subscribe to the channel and make sure you guys like the video. Love y'all so much. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.